some people suggest not doing business with certain companies because they support something immoral. The idea is that by not doing business with them, this will encourage them to change their policy. Is this idea Catholic? In other words, should we boycott? That's the term that is used. We know that to directly cooperate in the sin of another is sinful. For instance, to sell birth control is sinful in and of itself, okay? We're not supposed to do that. However, remote cooperation is sometimes permitted. Okay? This is a deep thing, and we're not going into that depth because we want to just consider boycotting. And I'm going to take it to its logical conclusion here. First of all, every major corporation supports things immoral, and some sell immoral products. Okay? Take a look at television. What's coming across the air, most of it is mortally sinful to watch. Cable, mortally sinful to watch. A lot of it. But there's good stuff there too. The internet, which you're using right now. I understand there's another site over there. And there's a lot of things that's mortally sinful websites to visit. Okay? And yet you're using the internet. Why aren't you boycotting the internet? I'll get back to that. Okay, many of these major corporations also support immoral causes, such as Planned Parenthood, just to name one. Okay, and so, there are lots of reasons given to boycott. First of all, we have to ask the question, will our boycott bring about the desired effect? And the answer simply is no. So there is no obligation to boycott. But let us consider another point. Which sinful activity should we even consider boycotting? Okay? If I'm going to start boycotting sin, shouldn't I boycott all mortal sin? Or am I going to just pick and choose? I'm going to boycott on the basis of this particular commandment, but not that one. And so, as I mentioned, does anyone consider boycotting television networks, which promotes false doctrine, provide immorality, have corrupted several generations, including my own? What about bookstores? Okay, remember, false doctrine is worse than many other sins because it leads souls directly away from God's holy truth. Okay, what about movies and television which contain blasphemy? No, instead of boycotting that, we actually will blaspheme in text, which I've done another video on. Should we avoid cell phones because they're used for mortal sin? On the screen there, you can pull it up. The newer ones. And they're used for texting. That 3-letter text is a mortal sin. What about Facebook? Okay. What about stores that are open on the Lord's Day, which is a violation of the 3rd commandment? Boycotting is not the way to go. I do have, on the flip side, I think if we have a choice in companies, if a company has taken a stand for good, and we need to purchase a product, I personally would like to prefer them than another corporation that has not made a similar stand. Okay? That's a personal opinion. Okay, some criticize me because I sell my books on Amazon. Okay? People ask me, how do you support yourself? Well, this is part of it. Okay? I did another video on why I publish books. And I didn't go into the idea that I like to eat. Okay? And being Pope today is not a high-paying job. Okay? But some criticize me for selling through Amazon. And they probably criticize me for purchasing from Amazon. Well, Amazon does sell immoral stuff. The thing is, if we're going to boycott, we've got to boycott it all. We can't pick and choose. And in other words, we would have to go beyond. We'd have to go beyond what the selective boycotts. And this is part of a series of videos because there are a couple of other points we need to go into. I'm going to stick with boycott. So, we'll start with the first commandment. Every corporation that promotes heresy, schism, or apostasy, false religions, whatever, we should boycott them all. That would be Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of your television networks. We'd have pull the cable. There goes the internet. Okay? We aren't even out of the first commandment yet. The second commandment, blasphemy. Same list probably. Commercials. Okay? The third commandment, every store that's open on a Sunday, we should boycott. Shouldn't we? We could go right on through the commandments. Usually people are around the 6th commandment or 5th commandment, abortion. Yeah, I agree. These are serious issues. Our boycotting is not going to stop it. But I'm going to go down to something even more fundamental. There's something else we should boycott. Money. Do a study. Look into the Summa Theologica on usury. I'm not sure if I've done a video on this. If not, someday I will, because I haven't written much on it. Our economic system is based upon usury, which is a mortal sin, which can be punished by excommunication under the 1917 Code of Canon Law. That is to lend money at interest, because interest and usury are the same thing. John Calvin separated them in the Protestant Revolt, which led to the modern economy. So basically, if we're going to boycott, we got to go clear through and boycott theft, usury. In other words, we couldn't transact business. Now you see how absurd it is to complain about someone like selling books on Amazon. Now, true, we should not directly cooperate in the sin. Okay? But this is remote cooperation, and our only choice, if we're going to boycott, is we're going to have to pull clear out of the world. And when I mean clear out, I mean we're going to have to get ourselves a piece of ground out here, plant our own garden, grow our own meat and stuff, because we can't go to the grocery store. It's open on Sunday. See? So we have to take this to its logical conclusion. It's this selective stuff that's getting us in trouble, and that gets us off into side issues, which is why I'm addressing this one. We are wasting so much time discussing this, and I've already wasted over 8 minutes on it, when we should be putting our time to truth, to finding the truth. We should be in positive things rather than boycotting, which is a negative thing. How much time have you spent in the catechism in the last week? How much time have you spent in criticizing someone because they went to Barnes & Noble or Walmart? I know they're getting boycotted for something. That's probably a good thing. You know, they're probably doing something wrong. They all are. See, we get busy discussing these issues, which is a waste of time, and I hate to admit I'm wasting time on this, when we should be devoting our time exclusively to good. Loving God, learning about God, studying our faith, doing our duties to God, our fellow man, and to ourselves. I think I'm going to say, God bless you now. Maybe do something positive.